know, right? It's the moment we've all been waiting for. We had an assignment over the weekend. Maybe listeners, you guys played along at home. Maybe you didn't. But Kendall's a huge fan of, I don't know what to call them, because I want to call them Lifetime or Hallmark movies, but this was on Netflix. So what do we call it? Like the corny Christmas movie or the formulaic or what?
We'll just call it the romantic Christmas comedy. I feel like that kind of encompasses the Hallmark Christmas movie that also can now be seen on Lifetime, Netflix, Prime, whatever.
So we took on Merry Gentlemen, and it was a Netflix movie.
Mm-hmm. And it was amazing, right? I'm sorry.
And here's the thing.
Plot points.
I've got plot points. We're going to talk about it. But I do have to ask the question because I want to see it through your eyes.
Yep.
Is this a good one?
I would say so compared to if you are looking at, is the snow real? Are the places that they go not obviously shot in a studio lot?
Okay.
Is there chemistry? Do we like the dialogue? It was a pretty good one.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I know I'm disagreeing with a couple of those things, but we'll get to it. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about the plot. So we kick it off with the Temu version of the Rockettes, the Jingle Bells, and we go to the Big Apple where Ashley is barely holding on as she's sent her Jingle Bell, only later to be replaced with a younger, hotter version of herself.
Same.
So relatable. Mm-hmm. We can all relate to that.
Hey.
They definitely lean into the little bleak apartment in New York with her dreary life right before she heads home to Sycamore Creek, an unspecified Midwestern-y.
In the mountains-y.
Yeah, currently spring or summer time of year with some fake snow on the side.
I thought the snow looked pretty good.
I thought it looked like obviously wasn't snowing. There wasn't any snow on the roads.
Britt, you don't watch enough Hallmark
That's what
movies.
I was asking. Because when you said that, those realistic snow, I go, it is springtime.
Nope.
In the city.
They did a pretty good job.
Because there wasn't snow in the trees. It was just random piles on the sidewalk. And I thought to myself, are we not acknowledging that it might be full-blown summer right now?
You're getting ahead of yourself.
That's what I'm worried about.
Mm-hmm.
My standards for basic movies are kicking in. Mm-hmm. We then meet her older sister who owns the diner with her husband, who they want us to know get it on a lot.
Love that for them.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a very much so, please know these people are getting it in.
Sexually content.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then we head on over to the meet cute of the century where she pratfalls like no other into the arms of our lead, Luke, a.k.a. Chad Michael Murray, with the worst dye job I have ever seen in history of ever.
I felt like his hair looked great.
Oh my.
Compared to what?
Compared to how his hair always used to look, it looks the same.
It felt like he was death gripping to I used to be blonde.
So?
You're right. Nobody should point.
So?
Good point. Good point. Good point.
Beautiful.
So then we're off to the rhythm room where we quickly find out that her hot mess of a parents are $30,000 in debt. Mm-hmm. I don't often say this word, but conservatorships for both of them. What do you mean you're $30,000 in debt? You haven't paid rent for 6 months, people?
I mean, they've been falling behind. They look happy.
Yeah, but it's almost are you guys playing Elmo's house with this job? I just see them moving fake bottles of liquor around where I'm I don't know if they should be running a business.
I just want you to know this looks like it was shot in a real bar, which is a nice step up for us Hallmark movie viewers.
Agreed. I think the bar looked great. Mm-hmm. I will say that.
It's very cute.
After a bunch of dumb reasons why, we found out a lot of reasons why. Ashley is convinced the only way to save the rhythm room is to do a male strip show every night over the holidays. Yep. I would say this is one of my biggest complaints of the movie.
Okay.
Is I don't have to be spoon fed these things. I don't have to be, they had a weird interaction with the sister being didn't you once date a stripper? Which planted the idea of stripper. Then later it was there was a lot of what? Tell me more, where we had to explain everything all the time, always.
But Brittany, it was because her sister Ashley, our main character, was looking for love, and she's like, I just want to date a doctor like you did. And then her sister's like, well, he wasn't a real doctor. He played a doctor for bachelorette parties. And then the light bulb clicks. It's fantastic. The writing is
paint by numbers. The writing is paint by numbers. It's exactly what they were doing.
And it did feel
That's not a compliment.
Oh.
It felt like the opposite. Like, you know how I was telling you Paddington, they all accepted that this bear could talk?
Yeah.
It felt like the opposite. Like, they couldn't accept basic things. So it's like they constantly had to be explained everything. Well, what do you mean the Jingle Bells wanted you back? And then she'd have to explain the whole conversation to everyone.
That's how these movies work. They're very obvious. They don't want anyone left behind. We want no soldiers left behind, okay? We want to take everyone on this journey with us for love and happiness over the holiday season. Okay, guys?
We continue. So this is, again, Merry Gentlemen we watched on Netflix. So during this hot and heavy show where they charge $30 every night for seemingly 2 dances with 0 outfit changes, which I think is highway robbery, Luke and Ashley start to fall madly in love.
Oh, by the way, the dancers are the bartender, who's somehow mysteriously the most ripped man you've ever seen.
I've never seen
with
muscles.
Electric hips. Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at those things move. The sister's husband.
Yeah.
And then Luke, the repairman, who've all never danced before.
You missed out the cab driver.
Then the cab driver jumps in.
And then the one guy gets hurt, and the drunk at the bar jumps in.
Hey
Town
guys,
drunk
he's
is
also having a beer every once in a while.
Did you look up who that guy was?
No, but he looked familiar.
He's from Grease too. He was like, I think, that terrible second Grease.
Yeah.
I think he was like the guy.
Really?
I think so.
He looked so familiar, so
I
I'm
gotta
glad
figure this out real
you
quick.
looked
Keep
him
going.
up. No, I mean, everybody knows that anyone who drinks all day is going to be ripped. Anybody bar you go to right now in the middle of the day will be ripped. It's
and
just
can
a
learn
fact.
Choreography like that.
Okay, the only hiccup arrives in the shape of a phone call when the Jingle Bells want Ashley back with, very specifically, a 25% raise.
Yep.
And a 3-year contract.
That's right, girl. Get it.
Which for some reason, and this is what really confused me, breaks Luke's heart. We find out that he hates the big city girl since his ex left him for the big city, which I have to say, there are some red flags there. Can we acknowledge that or no?
Brittany, no.
What?
That he doesn't want her to go
It was
back.
way too strong of a reaction for the very little romance they ever even shared together. This woman who basically says in the entire show her life's goal was to be a Rockette or a Jingle Beller, and then she gets the opportunity to not only go back and do that for 3 more years, a 25% pay raise, and the guy acts like his wife of 30 years just left him.
Yeah, and like,
What?
and he didn't even know the timeline, and he's like, why did you wait this long to tell me?
Why would you
Do you guys, why would she? That was love.
it was like
it was Christmas
4
and
hours.
Montages.
gosh.
It was so...
I don't pay Netflix to be like, hey, listen, make this believable. I pay Netflix to make me go, oh my God, it's love.
I will say this, me and Mike agreed, chemistry was not there.
I did not experience any chemistry feelings between the two of them. No, not at all.
Not to be weird, but I swear I have more chemistry with my brother than this woman had with
I
this
had more
one.
chemistry with your brother than those two had.
Do I have chemistry with your brother?
Probably.
all do,
He's
yeah.
quite handsome.
By the way, that guy, it was the lead in Grease 2 opposite Michelle Pfeiffer. His name is Maxwell Caulfield. And I think he was supposed to be like the big cameo reveal. And everyone's like, I've never seen this guy. I mean,
But Chad Michael Murray was our big cameo reveal.
well, he was the star of it.
He
The
was the
cameo reveal happens in the middle. of
Yeah.
it.
Oh, we don't normally have those in Hallmark movies.
Well,
Usually there's a kiss in the gazebo at the very end or like over the cookies. Here's the deal, you guys.
Well, we're not...
it was trash.
Yeah.
Sorry,
We don't watch these things for that though. They're not supposed to be believable plot lines.
But like, I want chemistry. I want to be like, ooh, this is hot and heavy. I would say that lacked in this movie.
I would agree begrudgingly.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if like it was just me and Mike, and I was trying to. It took me. I wanted to make sure I had like nice eyes watching this, so I watched it in 30-minute increments because I was always like, this is. I don't know if I'm the demo.
That's the other thing, too. They did, and I explained this to Brittany, I used to always do movies in high school to be like, hey, we don't want to do this full project. We're just going to shoot a movie. The one thing you knew when you had a movie that didn't have a lot of substance is you could just do a really long montage. They had like 14 or 15 minutes of this movie that were just nonsensical montages of like, here them dancing. Here's them making this weird dessert with her mom. And it's like,
They were half naked and dancing. I don't know why you guys were complaining. I know Brittany didn't have enough wine. Mike, you clearly didn't have enough wine.
Mike,
that's the only way I got through it. I was laying in bed Saturday night, a little tipsy.
he's like, hey guys, I got to do this for work.
I did.
watch the striptease.
We got to get to the ending though. So Ashley realizes her life and heart are in Sycamore Creek. She returns during Christmas Eve show. Also, we should note there are a lot of moms skipping out on their families for this performance, which seems quite bleak for Christmas Eve, where she makes out with Luke. On Christmas Eve, the landlord comes so Ashley can hand her the cash.
Which is so bizarre.
Like,
It's beautiful, guys. The juice bar was going to take over January 1st.
So...
Hey, you know what? As someone who watches all the Hallmark movies and eats this crap like Christmas pudding, bravo, Netflix. I won't say it was a little slow. Give it a whirl, though, if you like those movies or if you like Chan Michael Murray and his fake blonde hair.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
I can't say it was something I enjoyed. I actually feel like it was the death of art. Like, it felt like they didn't like movies.
It was the number one movie this weekend when I watched it on Netflix. And I'm
That's
like,
right.
what are you people doing?
It wasn't sexy enough to be smut.
We don't need sexy. We need Christmas bows, people.
I would like a bow in front of like a crotch. Thank you.
They were close.
Not close enough.